Hi, this is group 3. We are a mixed group. I'm from TT3L and my group mates are from T12L. So at the beginning, we used those libraries. Um, and this is the default settings, game settings. And in an element to define the elements that we use, alien, zombie, rock, empty pod, health, trail, and arrows. So at the beginning, there's the class alien. This is the rows and the columns. We placed the aliens as said in the middle, but not shown here. This is by identifying for the alien's life and attack. And the alien's life is 100 and his attack is 0 by default. And this is to update the alien's health, vector element, and board. Whenever he steps on the health thing, the H on the board, so his life can be increased by 20 HP, and if his health is 100, it's add nothing, and his health will be capped at 100, and nothing will be added. And for class zombie, this is the identifying for life and his attack. His life will be generated a random number between 10 and 30. And this is to make his health like only 50, 100, or 150 till 300. Do not be a random number like 145. And this is the same thing for the attack. So his attack can be 10, 20, 13, 14, just to be like even number by tens. And for the class board, there is the private section. Just undefining the rows, the columns, numbers of zombies, and the placement of the zombies. Here's alien. Public, it's has nothing special. Rows equals R and columns are equals C. And number of zombies is N, just undefining them. Here initializing alien equals alien health equals or time update health board. Just calling the functions up and void initializations strand time 0. And this function is to initialize all the board to be empty at the beginning. And then this is the function to place the zombie in the middle, the rows, and then columns over 2. And this function is to place the zombies randomly. Yep, that's it. To be the zombies are random. And also to, spawning the rocks randomly. And the rand is to make the number of rocks like less, to not be a big number of rocks and block all the way or trap the alien in the middle. And we have the randomly also place H. It's the same function as the rocks. And also the same thing for the rand. And we have the randomly place pods, also same function, but with different things like here pod up is health and then up rank rock. And here basically those functions, 4 functions are the same. The placing randomly arrows, the arrow 1, and we have arrow 2, arrow 3, and arrow 4. It's for left, right, up, and down. And just the rand for not spawning too many stuff on the board so the alien can move freely. And that's it for my part. Now I will pass to AFIEZAR.
Okay, so I will take over now. I'll be talking about the void print function. All right, so this part has been covered in the part 1. Most of them has been covered in part 1. However, we have changed the arrow. Instead of making another switch case inside of a case, we made it just into case arrows, multiple case arrows, and this is pretty much the same. We will all of this will be inside the board, will be printed inside of the board, and yeah, and this will display the lower border of the last row, display the column number, which has been explained in the part 1. So I will just move on into the void moveAlien one. So for the void moveAlien one, we first put in current row and in current column, and then for every row and for every column we find the current position. If it is equal to alien, then current row is I, current column is J, and then we update the alien health board. Once again, update the alien health, and then get user input for the direction or any commands. So string direction, and then cout command, get line cin direction. So for this we will be using it for the next one, which is if the direction is up, the next row will be minus minus, because to move up, and then if it's down, plus plus, and then if it's left, then the column will be minus because it moves left, and then if right, the column will be plus plus because it moves right. And then if the command is quit, then it will put a string user input, which is do you want to quit the game, which is like a confirmation, and then you type in y, so y or n. So if it's y, it will say goodbye. If it's n, it will break and it will go back to this part again. And then else it will say invalid input, please enter y or n. And then else if it says help, then this will show out the help command, which will give out the details on what type of commands there are. And then last but not least, it will be just else invalid command and write an actual command. And then next is for the movement of for the alien itself. If it moves up and then let's say it hits a rock or it is outside of the border, then it will say you hit a border, and it will also say you hit a rock. And this will for this function, it will then update the position of the alien. So board current row current column is equal to trail, and then next row next column is equal to alien. And then we will clear the console, and then we will print the alien life and alien attack, as well as the for each zombie. For each zombie we will print zombie, let's say 1, and then its life and also its attack. And for move zombies, it will check for every row and every column if it is equal to zombie. We will give out a random direction, which is actually just random modulus of 4 to get a digit from 0 until 3. So if it is 0, it will move. If it is 0, then it will move up, and then if it is 1, it will move down. If it is 2, then it will move left, and then 3 it will move right. So yeah, that is my part of the explanation, and I will now pass on the mic to Abdullah.
All right, wait. So for my part here is that for void change board settings here, it's basically is for the settings if we want to change our boards. Like for example here we just explain it later on. Just get to that later on. But for the change board settings here, we just output here. Please state your settings preferences below, and then you change here board settings, and then the user need to enter rows and enter columns which is in odd numbers, and this is the part where it confirm if it's the integer that the user input is truly a positive odd number for the number of rows and columns, and then they just confirm that. So that's for the board settings part for all this. And then the second one is also asks for the zombie settings, and then just asks for enter the number of zombies, and then see num zombies, and then while num zombies is greater than 9, and then it's just say like invalid input, please enter number of zombies less than 9, and then see it num zombies again. So it asks the user for input again if that's cannot meet the required minimum requirements. And then after that you see out, and then default zombie count that we just did. And here also like default board rows, board columns, and default board zombie count. We already initialize it at the start of the game, but if we want to change the board settings, and then you go into this function right here, and then it will change to whatever the user desire. So for the next part is the void start. About the void start is as time null, meaning it's just every time we start the game is going to be like a random board and the random game objects, everything spawn. So board game board here is just to classify the class board and the class alien here so that we can use the functions under the void start main. So for this we output the alien life and attack. So alien life here is also stated in the above functions somewhere. And then we have a while loop here, which is we initialize the while loop to true so that it will always loop this forever until we manually or terminate it, or until the game ends, something like that. So which do like if character turn, and then we will print the game board moveAlien that AFIEZAR talked about just now, and then game board moveZombie. So this function is basically just make we see the alien moves, which is us, and then the moveZombies, which is randomly generated. And then after that we system pause, and then we system clear the screen. So it's like this, clear the previous screen, and then it updates the new one. So finally goes on to the in main. So we system clear everything first to start the game, and then we will just say like alien versus zombies as our games. And then it just state the default game settings here, like board rows number, board column, zombie count. We already like initialize it to be default. And then only then it asks the user to, if you want to change the game settings or something like that. So if you press yes while true, like it will loop this here many times until the user enter either Y or N. Y for yes. So if it's Y, and then it clears the system, and then it goes to change board settings, which is up there here. So it will, if you want to change the board setting, it will display all these functions here. And then you can edit the zombies, rows and columns whatsoever. And then if you say like N, it just say default settings maintain, and then just pause the system, and then it just say start the game. So meaning just this start one, which is the infinite loop about the gameplay or something. And then else invalid input, so please either Y or N. So that's what happens if we enter other than Y or N. So about the gameplay, we can probably like, first of all, we can open command prompt, for example, and we write to our change directory lah. For example, my directory here is like for like this. So and then we can just C++ the main CPP one. Yeah, and then there's the A there, and then we can try and begin. So first of all, it will just show like the default settings that the game state to the players, which is rows is initialized to 5, columns 9, and zombie count 1. So do you wish to change the game settings? And then if you write no, or if you write anything, like you just please enter either Y or N. So if you just Y, and then we can change the board settings, like the void change board settings function just now. So let's say we want to do like rows 5, right? And then columns we want to do like 16, but it's still not an odd number, so we need to do odd number or input odd number rather. So let's say I want to do like 19. And then zombie era asks for zombie settings next, and then enter the number of zombies. So maybe we do like 4 zombies. So we print the game like here, like 5 rows and then 19 columns that we do here. And then for For example, we write the health command. So we just say like up, move up, down, left, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? So we are also spawned in the middle of the game. And then if we write left, and then the alien will move left, and then we'll leave a trail, which is a dot behind. And let's say if we write up, also leave trail, and then the alien will move up. And then, for example, right, move trail, and then left, also shows about trail sail. For example, if you want to quit the game, and it asks for confirmation, and if we input N for no, then we just stay the game board, blah, blah. And then if you just do like quit here, and yes, and then it will quit the game, like, and say goodbye, something like that. So, and then let's say like three or two zombies are two zombies. All right, where's the zombies? All right, so this is the first zombies, and then this is the second zombie. So let's say I was here, and then I move right. Yeah, so you can see that the first zombies move to the right, and then let's see if it moves again. Okay, hang on. You can see that the zombie 1 moved to the left as well, and the zombie 2 decided not to move at all, but that's not my problem. And 1, 2, yeah. And then zombie 2 like decided to move left, but zombie 1 decided not to move at all, so that's fine with me. Right, so let's say move the alien up, and 1, 2, 3, and then we can see zombie 1 move to the right. Then let's say I move to the right, then right again. Then if I move right, and then you say you hit a rock, so and the alien doesn't move at all, so it turns to the next turn, which is about the zombies and stuff. So zombie 1, 2, 3, and 4, like maybe they just move to random space, or maybe they didn't move at all. So if I write up also, it say like we hit a border. So the alien cannot move like out of the border, or the alien cannot move when he hits the rock or something like that. And then the zombies can move like wherever they please, except the end of the border lah. But they can they can literally move anywhere that they desire, something like that. They move down, and then down, and then down again. It's like you hit a border as well, so it counts as the which part of the alien can move only in this area of the column and rows that the user input, for example. So that's pretty much it for our Alien vs Zombie skin.